Thank you very much, guys. Elements still have their playoffs hopes alive. They have to go 2-0. And we saw a lot of smiling faces there from Elements after the game, but to be honest, a lot to smile about in the first 20-25 minutes, but then some serious question marks.
Yeah, serious question marks. And again, it's Giants that are the ones that are bringing them up. You saw Pepinero just shaking at the end. The adrenaline just flowing through his body because he nearly won that game. It was close. It was kind of a 4 versus 1 base race, which the 4 should always win. But that was a lot closer than Elements ever should have let it go.
Yeah, how does it get to that point after? Or maybe first let's analyze the early game from Elements and maybe their picks coming in. We saw Trundle, saw Wicked maybe being pushed to the edges of his champion pool, but he did make it work. Froggen was racking up a lot of kills, and Krepo on Thresh. He tweeted out that he was really beaten down after that loss last week, and I think Krepo is the kind of a player that when you hit that hook and you get that first blood early, you hear the crowd a little bit through your headphones. That must make him seriously amped up.
Yeah, you could see him in the player camera. The energy just went straight to him, and he hit hook after hook in team fights, out of team fights. Some team fights he was hitting 3 in the same duration because he had extra cooldown, so just made sure he could throw out hooks even more often. But what Elements really did well in the early game was controlling the pressure that the Giants should have been outputting. When you pick a Twisted Fate in a lineup, you're basically saying, I'm giving away all of the pressure on my own lane, but I'm going to use the Destiny to get across the lane and affect other lanes and get the rest of my team fed. And that's a little bit problematic when you're a team like Giants who rely on Pepinero a lot in their team composition. That got a little bit exploited with the way they started the game for Elements. It was a little bit greedy out of Frederick for Giants. He started Grump, then did blue buff, and got invaded by Krepo, which is a little greedy. If you start on the side with the enemy duo lane, you tend to just take the buff, smite it, and get out of there, because otherwise Krepo comes in and gets the first blood.
Yeah, that early game didn't work out that well for the Giants, but yet again, they managed to force something when it's later in the game. Flashback, of course, to that game that they ended up winning versus Elements, and they have a Maokai with teleport, a Rek'Sai with a global ultimate, and Twisted Fate. I feel like if they had a bit better wave control, they could have even done a little bit more in that late game.
Yeah, that was a really big problem for Giants as they played through this game. When you have essentially 3 global champions that can affect the whole map, you want to be pushing in as many lanes as possible, and it's something that Giants just couldn't do. They were constantly using defensive Destinies out of Twisted Fate. A lot of the time when you're playing a Twisted Fate, you want to be kind of around the area where your Maokai is in the next lane, the adjacent one, so that you can kind of help him out and then go and kill the Trundle before Trundle becomes too much of a problem. So just the way they played the Twisted Fate in the early game didn't quite match up with what they needed to do in that mid-game phase. However, let's give credit to Giants. They sorted that problem. They started getting Pepinero into the fights, little skirmishes where Froggen 1 gold card and a Q blows him up, and that instantly gives them all of that pressure back on the map.
Yeah, some hopeful signs. We did see them being quite sad after that game, of course, as they are still fighting to severely not get auto-relegated. And in Elements, one last thing. Tomorrow, up against Fnatic, they have to go 2-0. Of course, Fnatic will have their bye locked in already, but I don't think Fnatic's the kind of team that'll be like, we're going to chill here. They're going to go just as hard.
Yeah, you have to expect that, but at the same time, it's the last week, and if the final week of Challenger told us anything, coming into it, Team Dignitas Europe had to 2-0 Reason Gaming. We saw it happen. Nobody was really expecting it. We saw Teemo. There's crazy things have happened and stranger things have happened in the LCS as well. So it's still all on the line. Fnatic can't hold up because Elements in the first 20 minutes showed what Elements should be able to do.
Yeah, we will see what happens in that matchup tomorrow. As for us, we're just minutes away from our last match of the day between the Unicorns of Love and Gambit Gaming, who are locked up in the number 4 spot in the standings. But before our sneak peek into the postseason, we'll take an inside look at how this Split's only 2-time MVP went from being the best in his family to one of the best in Europe.
It was the place where my pro career started, playing tons and tons of team-ranked games.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I was playing with my big brother and his friends were showing him League of Legends. We kind of fell in love with League of Legends as well. And when we started playing it, we were just playing normal games for fun with a lot of friends.
First love.
Normal games are just fun, and it's really cool that our uncle is playing the game as well, and my little brother, and so it's just really cool to have fun in normal games from time to time.
I think we got around 1K already normal games on our accounts, and we started to play ranked. We were like, we can do better, we can achieve more.
Nice.
So we started playing, and I think we got quite fast to Diamond League. And we just created a ranked team with solo queue players.
We hit Challenger, but I played less because of university. And Tristan got offers to play for other teams.
So I was playing a lot of in different Challenger Series teams and Unicorns of Love. So I was like, they improved a lot. I can try it out for them again. They're quite good and they were quite friendly in the atmosphere. So I just rejoined them.
A great petrifying gaze, catches Febiven the moment he jumps in. Power of evil.
Insane. This is a guy, along with the entire Unicorns of Love team, that just seems to have some pizzazz when they play. You can't necessarily quantify how he's playing this well, but he just is, and it's great to see for such a young player.
Power of Evil tries to put some damage in reply. It's in fact Kickers that goes down first. Yellowstar pulling the attention on the backline while Febiven and Steelback are being zoned away by the ghost of Christmas past. We did see Power of Evil get given the omen of death, and the Unicorns of Love come out with a fantastic team fight.
All of the other mid laners really respect him, and we can see when he's doing well, Unicorns of Love as a team, they follow him and they do well.
I mean, like, I was very proud of him, and it was funny. We always played together, and now all of my friends and Tristan's friends, they're all watching every game. And
ich war sehr stolz auf den lieben Tristan und wir haben quasi jedes Spiel verfolgt.
They're really supportive. They were supporting me since the start, and they cheer me up when I lose as well, or try to help me to improve as well, so it's quite good.
Was hast du gedacht, wenn ich besser wurde bei dem Spiel und dann auch quasi als erstes gekommen bin? Was hast du gedacht?
Ich habe mich gefreut einfach und hoffe, dass du auch weiterkommst und dass du auch in die Weltmeisterschaft kommst.
Welcome back to the EU LCS.